overcome the challenge. And China's support has been key in Pakistan's fight against COVID-19. The Embassy of Pakistan has played a fundamental role as well in channeling aid. We saw that Chinese companies, social media and mainstream media is filled with posts about the support and the help that the Chinese companies are giving to Pakistani people who are fighting against COVID-19. And these are very important gestures. And I also will bring an aspect of the Belt and Road Initiative that a lot of people, like we just discussed, that yes, the BRI, CPEC will face some basic challenges, some basic supply chain issues because of the global situation. And a question that was being raised is, what is the impact of the Belt and Road on the Belt and Road Initiative going to be on COVID-19? And I strongly believe that countries deal with this. So it is essentially a cooperation. So it's not China's prerogative to determine the goals that have been set for the BRI, that have been set for CPEC, but it is really every country's ability to come towards a relative normalization, and as His Excellency Li Wichan mentioned, paced normalization, pacing it so that it is sustainable and it actually ensures safety and long-term stability of the resumed supply chains is very important. So here for Pakistan as well, definitely those hiccups, those issues are there. They need to be discussed openly, and CPEC can qualitatively, it is already evolving. It is a project that has evolved, that has improved. We are the Chinese vision is, I think one of the sayings is that when you cross the river, feel the pebbles as you cross the river. And this is the Belt and Road ideology as well. We are in a situation, we have key infrastructure has been developed, and only a better way forward should be aspired towards. And that's why I think COVID-19, even though it has created a sense of uncertainty, it has created new challenges, not just for CPEC, not just for BRI, but generally in terms of job security, in terms of economic targets. Countries with promising growth are now looking at unprecedented loss of jobs and industrial reduction. These are all key questions, and Pakistan was already facing some challenges. We were overcoming them. So definitely these are going to have real impacts. Studying those impacts, seeing how CPEC, how the connection with China, apart from the direct help for fighting COVID-19, apart from the very good help that China is giving Pakistan to fight the locust infestation, which is another big problem I feel is not covered enough. Apart from these, to be able to recover from this together is very important. And I think this can be added to the Belt and Road, to the CPEC mandate. And lastly, I think I just want to say that we definitely, as two countries with a partnership that is unparalleled, and this is not just we between China and Pakistan, we say this, any meeting where I go, and Ambassador Nasmana Hashmi would know this as well, obviously, that countries, they admire the level of understanding that China and Pakistan have. It is unprecedented, unmatched. I think I've used these words 6 times in this small 10-minute presentation, but these are the only words to use for it. So making sure that we maximize the benefits of this perception, this mutual synergy, because I think that creating perceptions, changing perceptions, some countries have misunderstandings. We've seen a lot of misunderstandings in this period. Changing those misunderstandings is a very long-term process. We have that edge, we have that unfair advantage that these are two countries that really trust and understand each other. Chinese living in Pakistan, they are like Chairman Zhang and His Excellency Li Wichan, they're more Pakistani in many ways, I would say. And the Pakistanis in China, they're so patriotic for China as much as they are for Pakistan. So this goodwill needs to translate into prosperity of Pakistanis especially. And with that, I think these are some perceptions. My work is just to give perceptions and perspectives to a great extent. And I really feel very honored to hear, understand firsthand from people who are at the forefront of this relationship in many ways, who are determining the path that we are going to pursue. I feel really honored to be here. and to be able to share my point of view as well. Thank you, Farhad. Your institute, and another thing, sorry, I will just say this before I close. We know each other better because of the SCO connection and Gwadar connection, CPEC, Central Asia. I mean, BRI, SCO together become CPEC. It's the only initiative that really connects these two important, incredibly significant visions with similar mandates. It's culture, it's strategy, it's economy, it's everything. It's tourism. There's so much that we can benefit from. And I think CPEC should be, and Gwadar especially, should be brought up. And I do that personally. And I think we generally try, you also, the Institute of Peace and Diplomatic Studies is doing this for years. So bringing Gwadar in the SCO circles and seeing how we can, the Afghan transit, for example, all of this is very important. With that, I will stop.
Thank you so much, Zoon. Thank you so much for such a positive note. Yes, thank you so much, Zoon, for ending this. I mean, you had just summarized this as a positive note. I must share that in the group who are listening to us is my very great mentor, Dr. Najam Abbas, has been listening from East West Center as well. And Zoon, you must we must. Sometimes I will invite him to also speak on the occasion. Dr. Najam Saab, thank you so much for driving us young people forward and asking us to think beyond what we are and comfortable, taking us away from our comfortable zones. Thank you so much, Zoon. I'm honored. I mean, for the last 2 hours went away like I don't know where they went.
And Excellency,
Excellency Mrs. Rahmana Hashmi, thank you so much for your kind presence and guiding us through all these processes and your phenomenal work in such a difficult and double challenging times during this whole 3-4 months. I mean, you had shown your leadership, excellent. Thank you so much for your kind presence at the webinar and this discussion. I hope that from this webinar, this discussion, we have a lot of things that we are learning, and of course from this we will build on further, and then we continue our discussion about how we will be building Gwadar as a hub of, as Zoon has just said, that how we can connect and learn from the experiences and invite people from as far as Shanghai Cooperation Organization countries, especially Central Asian republics. Mr. Lee Bijan, thank you so much, who is the Consul General of People's Republic of China in Karachi. Thank you so much for your remarks, of course your valuable suggestions, of course, and your analysis is I mean, learning from you always and following you on Twitter is phenomenal always, and learning experience for us all. Last, Nasir Khan Saab Kashani Saab, Chairman Gwadar Port Authority, your work is also very critical and important, and I think that hearing from you, we truly believe that Gwadar Port Authority is in the right hand, and of course your collaboration with our friend, our chairman, who is heading this beautiful, excellent company, China Overseas Post Holding Company, Mrs. Zhang Baozhong, who is heading this company, and your remarks as well, and your collaboration with the partners, Chinese partners, is also phenomenal. Thank you so much for both of you for your kind presence, and thank you so much, Zoon, for putting the drive, the youthful drive within this whole conversation always. And we always follow you on Twitter as well, of course, and hear your insight often on media. Ladies and gentlemen, this was a webinar that we organized related to Gwadar as a jewel and crown of CPEC and Belt and Road Initiative. I would like to, before I end this webinar, I would like to share with you that at the center of Belt and Road Initiative and China Studies within the Institute, we have organized several webinars like this. Recently organized 3 of the webinars of CPEC's second phase related to industry, agriculture, and socio-economic cooperation as well. And earlier, we have produced several monographs. We regularly produce monthly newsletter as well, and our Twitter handle, IPD newsletter, is also recognized by the Embassy of China here, as well as sharing the authentic information on China. Thank you so much, everyone, for your kind presence and remarks. We have seen a lot of students, faculty members who had joined us. This live webinar was also live on Facebook for all the faculty members and students who could not join on the Zoom, however, but they were sharing their question and answers there as well. Thank you so much, Excellency. Thank you so much, everyone. I will be ending the seminar now. Thank you so much, everyone. Good night.
Thank you.